We're making our tonight's dinner, which is the ultimate spaghetti and meatballs pasta bake. We're taking it to another level. It's really delicious. It's not like average meatballs. They are full of spices and they burst with spices. Moist, soft, and so delicious. I always do this. I mix some turkey and ground beef. You can go with either one of them, but I think turkey makes the meatballs even more softer and fluffier, but it's up to you. What we need, a couple of spices. I'm using coriander, cumin, black pepper, a little bit of baking soda. What else? Chili. I like using dry chili, which is jalapeno pepper actually, and regular red pepper paste, which is also with chili. Pepper. For herbs, I'd go with parsley and basil, but honestly you can choose your favorite herb that you think goes well with meat. I also like adding some breadcrumbs. This is my sourdough breadcrumbs. When I have leftover bread, I always just dry it and blend it. I'll use a little bit of olive oil, garlic of course, 2 eggs because this is a good amount of meat, Parmigiano Reggiano, and salt that I forgot. So, and also I forgot the onion that I normally blend in a processor because our children, they don't like seeing onions in their food. That's why I blend it. No one notices, no one even feels it. So I'm gonna blend the onions and go from there. When I start blending onions, I blend a bunch of it and I save it in my fridge. I can use it a couple of weeks or so. It slightly may change the color, but taste-wise it doesn't change. So it's a good idea for those who are busy and can't just blend onions every day. There's nothing better to do than blend onions. Okay. And normally I'd save them in plastic or glass containers. Nothing changes whether it's glass or this kind of special plastic for food. Okay, and this is a special jar exactly for onions, and I also blend garlic because it's a time saver, and the jar eventually ends up having that beautiful, wonderful garlic and onion aroma. Okay, I want to use everything. Now this is nice and clean. All right, I'm gonna use probably half an onion, or I mean it's up to your taste, but onions and meat go well so perfectly and you can't spoil your meat with onion taste. So I'm gonna use probably half of this. No, not half. These are 2 large onions. A quarter or a third of it. I'll use 2 eggs. Although if you don't want to use eggs, that will work as well. But it kind of softens the meat, and we're after very soft and fluffy and tender meatballs. Next, I'm adding breadcrumbs, about half a cup or so. If you want more tender, use more breadcrumbs. I have about 3 pounds of meat, half a cup breadcrumbs, 1 whole onion, 2 eggs. I'll just tell the recipe as I go, although this is something we eyeball, all of us. No one measures, no one weighs ingredients when making simple but delicious meatballs. So I'm adding about a teaspoonful of red chili flakes, a good amount of black pepper, a teaspoonful or even a bit more. Just like so. Coriander, half a teaspoon, let's say. Cumin will complement the meat, half a teaspoonful or a bit more. Don't be shy. Use to your preference, to your likings. Some like spicy, some like less flavor or less herbs. So don't just follow anybody's recipe. Just go with your wish. I added about a teaspoonful of each herb, teaspoonful of baking soda, and 2 garlic cloves. Oh no, I'm sorry, we still have some some ingredients. Olive oil too, and a good tablespoon of red pepper paste. Okay, I added the soda. I'm adding red pepper paste. A generous tablespoon. You can go with more garlic, but since I'm also gonna be adding garlic to the tomato sauce, I'll skip more garlic in the meat. But if you're just enjoying meatballs by themselves, I'd add 3 good amount, 3 garlic cloves. Salt. And I'm also adding Parmigiano, so I'll go a little bit light on salt. And we can always add salt to the pasta. We cook pasta with salt, and to the sauce. And about a tablespoon or a bit more Parmigiano Reggiano, which is it's an optional ingredient, I should say. I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I forgot an ingredient. You can use salsa, works very well for these meatballs. I simply blend it so there are no chunks, but since I have tomato sauce, I'll add about a quarter of a cup tomato sauce, just like so. At this point, you can start preheating the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna be baking this about 15 to 20 minutes. We're not gonna cook them too long. You can even fry them, but I prefer this version of cooking them because it's all of them at once, no splashing. That's why I prefer baking them, and it's healthier. Anyways, yeah, you don't want to over bake or overcook them because they'll still be cooking in a sauce and then in the oven, because this is pasta bake. So you want them to stay a little bit undone after baking soda. After baking them in the oven. And look how soft and mushy the mixture is. Hey, Beck. Our kids didn't learn to close the doors with less sound. Kochtzeres, how was school? Now this is ready. It's okay. That's how I taste the salt normally, and I'm still alive. Okay, I'm gonna grab my pan, and that's a good amount of meat. I'm not gonna be cooking everything today. This is pretty basic meat mixture. You can even make them into little kebabs, little cutlets as we say it. What else you can do? Anything. You can spread it in a baking pan, cut into squares and bake it in your oven. 25 to 30 minutes. You have ready quick dinner. Okay, let me grab some water so I can roll the meatballs. I will lightly grease my pan, or you can use wax paper or parchment paper. Use your hands to spread it out, just like so. You don't even have to wet your hands at this point. You can simply oil them like this. Grab a good amount. Don't make them too tiny, or else they'll be very dry. Like this size. See? This is like perfect size. It's okay if one is too big, one is not too big. These are homemade meatballs. They don't have to be perfectly sized. I got overexcited I made huge meatballs. Usually I make them a bit smaller, but this is a perfect size if you want to eat the meatballs by themselves. Even meatball sandwich, you want the soft ones. No one likes dry, overbaked or overcooked meatballs. Okay, they want it to slide because the oil is kind of slippery. So I'm gonna fix their positions. They need to behave. Okay, about 20 minutes, and while this is baking, we'll make tomato sauce. I prefer using these San Marzano tomatoes for pizza or pasta sauce. It's like the best. Naturally sweet, although I like adding a little bit of sugar. It helps, trust me. I'm gonna crush it. I mean, I'm not gonna crush it, I'm gonna blend it. Unless you wanna use your hands and have chunks of tomato. But I already said my people, they don't like anything chunky. Where's this thing? And try using heavy bottom pan for this, or else you'll end up with very splashy tomato sauce. And trust me, it's terrifying. And I like to rinse it out, kind of. Although I'm gonna be adding some of the pasta water to the sauce, but still, you don't want to leave anything in there. Oh, I'll add the remaining of this sauce, because why not? And always I end up adding a good amount of red pepper paste because it gives this juicy red color to pasta and to anything else. And this goes in there, and it's delicious. It's really delicious. Like, you can spread it on your bread and eat it. And this. If you like to use garlic powder, you can do that, but it's not the same. It's a lazy option. But since you're already bothering with making meatballs from scratch, making the sauce almost from scratch, might as well bother and chop and squeeze some garlic. Do you chop garlic? I mean, you can chop the garlic, mince it if you like. Here goes the garlic. I'm using 4 cloves. 2 of them are pretty small. Again, you always go to your preferred garlic taste strength level. But you know, pasta loves garlic, garlic loves pasta, so might as well using a good amount. And it's healthy, good for you, natural antibiotic. About a teaspoonful of black pepper, 2 tablespoons or 3 or 4 tablespoons of this olive oil, because you know, pasta loves olive oil loves pasta. It's a perfect match, so you can't spoil your pasta with olive oil. A teaspoonful of oregano, finely crushed. This is perfect. And I'll taste the salt after it's done cooking, and probably add a bit more juice or water, pasta water, which is gonna be salty enough. Also, I'm adding Parmigiano Reggiano to this, so we'll be good with salt. Okay, it's time to cook it, probably 5 to 7 minutes. As it boils, I'm not gonna simmer it too long because it's gonna be baking and simmering in the oven, and it's enough cooking for already cooked tomato sauce. While that's cooking, I think it's pretty much time to start cooking the pasta. I'm using spaghetti and meatballs. Logically, I'm using regular spaghetti, but I'll show you which kind. It's simply delicious. To our taste, it's the best pasta we've ever tried. I'll show you. Oh, let me just pour the water and then show you. I pre-boiled the water and it wasn't, of course it wasn't enough. Okay, you want full pot of water and a good amount of salt. I'll add the salt a bit later, let it boil, come to boil. And let's check on this one. I want to taste the salt. It has barely any salt. I'll wait though. Let's check on our meatballs. They look beautiful. If you want to turn them upside down or just turn them while they're baking, you can do that, but I never do that. They look perfect just like this. 3.5 minutes. I hope you don't mind me adding a couple of branches of fresh basil because it goes so perfectly. And then I end up removing this because, you know, no one likes finding a huge basil leaf in his or hers spaghetti and meatball. And if you remember, you had a good looking pepper in your very good looking pepper. This is called good looking, but I can't throw the peppers away until they go really bad, rotten. This is still good. I'll add it and then I'll remove it, of course. Oh, and the meatballs are ready. And a little bit to the sauce. I was gonna put the lid to this one. No, this is the lid for this one. This can go without the lid. And let me show you the pasta we use. It's so delicious. I mean, it's delicious the next day, the other day, every day. I'll link it in the description. In our Amazon store, you can find more of this deliciousness, like different pasta. We're cooking this al dente, even less than al dente, because it's gonna still bake in the oven. In the oven, it's not actually cooking or baking, it's just getting the char on the top, melting mozzarella, and it's ready. All right, let's give it a quick mix. Taste the salt. We're almost there. These are ready, let's not forget. Okay. They look scrumptious. And I'm gonna turn to 525 degrees because we need that high temperature in order to broil it slightly on the top. This is cooking perfectly. It started splashing, so I'm covering it. Oh my god. Look at this. It's okay, we're used to this. We make pasta pretty often. Sometimes I think my children have some Italian roots or something. They can live off the pasta, pizza, focaccia. Oh, it smells so delicious. I want to taste the pasta salt. Great. I've got about 200 grams of mozzarella. Use fresh mozzarella if you like. Use 500 grams if you wish. This is enough for this portion. More than enough. All right, let me add some of the pasta water to my splashing sauce. Let's remove anything and everything that doesn't belong here anymore. They did their job. They're free to go. About a cup. Or maybe a little more. You want juicy pasta. Alright. right. Oops. Delicious. A little bit of this goodness. Parmigiano Reggiano. 50 grams, 100 grams. I don't know how many grams you like to add to your sauce. This is perfect. A little mix. And I'm gonna drop not my meatballs, our meatballs into this sauce. I'm gonna drain the water, combine everything together in my big pan, sprinkle with mozzarella, and bake about 5 to 7 minutes, or until it has this nice char and the mozzarella is fully melted. I'm trying to fit all these gigantic meatballs, and I did. I was able to. All right, this is ready. Pasta's ready. I'm straining the pasta. Anyways, I'm gonna do that. This is my non-stick, really good pan that goes very well with something you want to broil or pizza. This is for pizza actually. So yeah, let me just drain this first. I have enough liquid in that sauce, that's why I didn't save any of the pasta liquid or pasta juice. Okay, go in there, please. Don't spill. This is so heavy. All right, I'm gonna give it a quick mix, or I'm just gonna bring them together. Oh my god, this looks already so good. It smells amazing. And this is, I think, crucial. If you want to have that cheesy crust, you go wild with your cheeses. Or the opposite. And I'm also adding mozzarella, of course. With this pan, specifically this pan, you'll have really nice cheese crust. And it's not gonna be very sticky. I mean, it's not gonna stick to the pan. Okay, this is pretty hot. Okay, but we can handle the heat. There you go. 10 minutes, I'll say 10 minutes, but I'm gonna be watching the crust. And you can use broil option, but I never do that. I still want it to kind of come together, cook together, get to know each other. That's why I never broil it. With broil, you're gonna just broil the top and that's it. No connection between other ingredients. This way is more romantic. 8 minutes, let's say. I'm gonna take a quick peek just to choose the crust color. I think this is almost perfect. 3 more minutes. Okay, kids are going to be back very soon. They'll eat and go to their hockey practice. It's ready. Look at this beauty. I'll let this set for a couple of minutes and show you the result. I mean, I'll taste it and you'll see by my face expression how delicious it is. Let's just try this. This is enough for me just to try and to show you. Oh, and fresh Parmigiano Reggiano, fresh parsley on top will complement the dish. You can never have enough Parmigiano Reggiano on your pasta. Yay, and the kids are back. Hi! Hi, Anushas! Hey!
I smell.
You smell what?
Where's the pasta?
It's pasta bake.
Okay.
Spaghetti and meatball. I'm trying to use my their Italian accent.
Those are so juicy.
Arka. Hey, my pasta boy. You wanna take a bite?
Not right now. I'll get ready for my turkey.
No, wash your hands, eat, and then huggy practice ready time. Okay. Look at this. Soft and juicy. I'll take a smaller bite. I'm sorry, I have to try it with pasta. This is the smallest. Oh my god, it just melted away. Arnab, you should come and try this, guys. So delicious. Nerimat Heghineh. And the softest meatball you've ever tried. How is it? It's really good. Okay guys, I'm gonna leave the recipe, detailed, precise recipe in the description.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Try it, let me know how you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like to subscribe, share, I'll be very happy. I'll see you soon. I'm gonna finish this. How many meatballs? How many?
Four. Those are huge.
These are huge
These are
ones.
not your average ones. They are like just.
It's
Two is
huge.
four. Like two is four.
Because we also have to practice. You can't eat too much before your practice.
Shot Halloween.
Hi. Natalie Heghineh. This is mine. So good. Amova.
Yeah.
Delicioso.